Thank you, Steve. New developments tonight in a heartbreaking child murder trial we've been tracking since last week.
And today the prosecution presented more disturbing evidence of abuse prior to the death of 10-year-old Alita DePina of Pawtucket. And now her father, George DePina, has pleaded not guilty to her murder.
Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado was inside the courtroom today. She joins us live with the Providence Mobile Newsroom. Steph?
George DePina was sobbing into his arms as the prosecution showed the jury more video of the alleged abuse he committed on his daughter. The prosecutors trying to prove that he murdered her in Pawtucket back in 2013. Prosecutors have now shown the jury 7 videos of 10-year-old Alita DePina shortly before she died on July 3rd, 2013, of a perforation of the small intestine due to blunt force trauma. The judge did not allow us to record the videos in court. Monday's videos showed Alita sitting on her father's bed with a bowl of food, trying to eat it and getting into the fetal position, at one point rubbing her stomach. George DePina walks into the room several times, yelling at her in Cape Verdean Creole to eat and to swallow, opening her mouth with his hand, at one point pulling her off the bed and grabbing an extension cord. What sounds like a lashing can be heard out of frame. Detective David Silva was on the stand all day being questioned about the videos.
Detective, is this the point in the video where you can hear the defendant say, "Do you want me to kill you?"
Yes, you can hear it clearly.
And this is when he strikes her in the face, correct?
Yes.
Videos shown last week depicted Alita doing repeated squats and being whipped by George DePina. Police believe the videos shown Monday were recorded within days of her death, based on a radio news report heard in the background, though they haven't pinpointed the exact day. She's wearing this blue T-shirt in the videos, which appears to have vomit on it. Detective Silva says it was later found soaking in the bathtub the day after Alita died.
The blue shirt.
So the prosecution here is trying to show these videos as a pattern of abuse as they try to prove that DePina murdered his daughter. The defense says, look, he may have abused her, but that doesn't mean he dealt the fatal blow. We'll have more from their cross-examination coming up new at 6. Live in Providence, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Walt. The trial of a Pawtucket man charged with the murder of his daughter is scheduled to continue tomorrow. Today, prosecutors showed more troubling videos of George DePina's alleged mistreatment of his daughter Alita while a detective took the stand. Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado is live in Providence now with the new details at 6. Steph?
The judge has not allowed us to record the videos that the prosecutors have been showing in court, but they depict a pattern of abuse that the prosecution is using to try to prove that George DePina murdered his daughter. Prosecutors showing the jury more videos of George and Alita DePina, this time within days of her death, wearing this blue T-shirt. We weren't allowed to record the videos in court, where 10-year-old Alita is shown struggling to eat, curled up in the fetal position on a bed, her father yelling at her to eat, to swallow, even hitting her. But the defense team contends the fatal blow to Alita's abdomen that led to her death didn't come from her father, pointing out while cross-examining Detective David Silva that a witness told police she had seen Alita fall off her bike more than a month before she died.
Did you ever tell the medical examiner that this is an individual that has fallen off a bike as recently as May of 2013 and hurt her foot?
If that fell within the timeline that was relevant, I would have. Since it didn't, I did not.
Even though it's not within the timeline as to cause of injury, you didn't consider it relevant in terms of the fact that a fall had happened before?
No, I did not.
And Detective Silva's testimony continues in court tomorrow morning. The trial is expected to go at least until the end of this week. Live in Providence, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.